So now seeing him excel in business, also seeing Magic excel in business, seeing like Dominique Wilkins excel in business, it's like is dope to see, man. It's dope to see the guys you grew up,
Correct.
as heroes do their thing now, man. So salute to Isaiah. Great information.
Today we're going to talk about a video that's showing Isaiah Thomas showing all the athletes how they cannot die or retire broke. How you doing today, Jimmy?
I'm great, man. Appreciate you, kicking it with me today, man. Getting to talk about Black wealth.
Always, man. And for everybody, I didn't do it right. Welcome to the Black Wealth Rebel Show. This is the show where culture and money all collide, and we talk about all things black wealth, black money, black health, black politics. We talk about it all.
That's right. Let's get it, man. I can't, Isaiah Thomas was one of my favorite players as a kid, so I'm looking forward to seeing what he has to say about business.
So this is a little thing. Isaiah Thomas is my second favorite point guard. Magic Johnson is my favorite point guard and my favorite NBA player of all time.
Listen, Magic Johnson is my favorite athlete to ever exist. It has nothing to do with business, by the way, because I be
over Ali. Ali.
Listen, I'll tell you this: Ali is probably the most impactful. But for those who don't know, I wrote a book about sports. It's called Sports the Book. Half of the book is about my obsession with Magic Johnson as a kid. I absolutely love Magic Johnson as a ball player.
And we'll have the link for that in the show notes, right?
Absolutely. Sportsthebook.com. But yes, we will.
All right, let's get to this clip.
They're at the highest level of attention with the NBA as the.
Hold on. Let's wind it back.
Do you still talk to young guys about business and about establishing their portfolio and establishing their business circles while they're at the highest level of attention with the NBA as the platform?
Yes, I do.
What are you telling them?
The access that you have now to intellect and to CEOs while you're playing, every city that you go to, you should make it a point to reach out to the top 2-3 CEOs in that city, invite them to the game, have lunch with them, and see if they give you some advice. That's what I did, for years in the NBA. So when I got out of the NBA,
yo, that was a bar. Damn, he's shooting shots right at the gate.
was that a double entendre on purpose about Isaiah shooting? But anyway.
Yes, it was. But let me complete it.
Listen. Isaiah's the man, right? And he's giving young guys the blueprint. And before we even get further in the video, the first thing I'm thinking of already as we listen to this is about the idea of relationships and the value of relationships.
Correct. That was the same thing I thought about.
Yeah, that's my first thought. And we didn't even really get into the video yet. Like, relationships have value and basically how to leverage your celebrity to do so. I mean.
And it's fun. Well, yeah, I'll save my comments for the rest.
Okay, yeah.
I don't want to go too much. I don't want to do too much.
Yeah.
Let's see.
That's what I did, for years in the NBA. So when I got out of the NBA, I had a advisory board, so to speak. And while you're playing, your celebrity it gives you access. Your celebrity creates deal flow, and you can use your celebrity for deal flow. So that means you get a chance to look at some of the best deals that come in, but you have to have a pretty sharp group behind you that can let you know this is one we can look at, this is one we can't look at. And so I still help a lot of young guys right now.
Do they listen?
Some do, some don't. Because most of them, they have advisors also. And sometimes you conflict with what their advisors are giving them.
Yeah, but their advisors aren't you. You're a proven track record.
Yeah, but some of them don't see my record in the business community as well as they do on the floor.
Yeah.
Like in the champagne space, we've been in this space now 10 years.
Wait a minute. Did anybody know Isaiah had a champagne business?
No, I had no idea. Stay low-key fine. Listen, Isaiah's from a different time too, right? Where it's not a lot of flossing, not a lot of Sam Rothstein, where a lot of because Isaiah's our elder, right? And guys have businesses for years that really weren't put out there. You know what I mean? So I mean, that's dope to hear, though. That's absolutely dope to hear.
And he's just printing money. He's not, like you said. And by the way, if anybody wasn't familiar with that bar, that's a Jay-Z bar that Jimmy just said. Kind of talking about Dame Dash. And we're going to talk a lot about Dame Dash. No Dame Dash slander will happen on my watch, though. Let's get back to this.
And just starting to blow up, right? So this is the overnight success, but it's been 10 years. And, you know, getting ready to, I got to find some wood. Getting ready to close a deal here on the champagne space that will really take us to the next level. But it's been 10 years of building and grinding in it. So there's no overnight success, but you gotta dot your I's, cross your T's, and you gotta stay alive.
Yeah, man.
So many gems. So many gems. Before I get into it, though, I want to show this real quick because I did not know about this, which is crazy. But I mean, well, let me show it. So this is the Thomas connection, and it's Curlin. Am I pronouncing that right? Shailerin?
I know nothing about that space, man. It's a dry house over here, man.
So that means Jimmy's got no drinks.
Nah. We drink Champipple over here, man.
Oh man, and even no little sparkling cider, no nothing.
I didn't even know Champipple was a real thing. I just watched a lot of Fred G. Sanford, so he always talking about Champipple. So
correct. Oh man, but this is the brand that Isaiah Thomas has, and you heard him talk about 10 years. So it's
Isaiah
not
LLC. Interesting.
Yes. And so it seems like he's got a couple of things going on. But I thought that was dope. I thought that was absolutely dope.
So there's a lot of things that, strike me from that conversation with Isaiah, because we do live in a society that's obsessed with celebrities. Like celebrity culture here in America is absolutely insane. So while you're at the peak of your celebrity, you got to strike while the iron is hot. But I also think about this, right? I think about the fact that you're talking about guys who are 17, sometimes 17, 18, 19, 20-year-olds, and they're not trying to hear that right now. And it's unfortunate, but I do recognize that. I recognize how things should work and the reality of it. I think he's giving out sage advice.
Correct.
But I remember Warren Buffett once was talking about how he had a couple athletes that come to him for advice. And he's had a lot over the years, but some come just because they feel like they should be coming to him to ask advice, but they're not serious. And a lot of them don't listen to his advice because a lot of his advice is take a huge percentage of your income. And literally he was telling them to put in the S&P 500. And some of them were like, well, I can't show that off. You know what I mean? Like I need to invest in a rap label or, a lot of, the businesses that we invest in, the things that enable you to kind of like show your wealth. So
right.
I do understand, but I think that, and we always talk about Black wealth, and I think psychology is a part of that, but we need to kind of like really redefine what it means to have wealth and to have money. Because a lot of times if we don't go backwards and start talking about that, none of them will listen to Isaiah's advice. But he got a lot of great advice. Use your celebrity. You leverage it. We're talking about leverage. Is the word for this show is leverage, right? Leverage your celebrity to build other things. It's no different than you leveraging your job to build wealth on the side, whether that's putting in your 401k, whether that's building a business on the side. You leverage the one thing you got going on to build something else.
Correct. Well, real quick, I think Isaiah was capping a little bit, or he was being kind.
Uh-oh.
I don't think most
Isaiah slander. What they saw some Isaiah slander here?
No, I know Isaiah slander. I think he was being kind because I don't believe most of the guys he's talking to. Well, I won't say he's talking to, but most of the guys don't have a back office. They don't have a team. A lot of them don't have advisors. A lot of them don't have accountants. A lot of them don't have lawyers. And we know this because so many of them get into tax problems.
Well, that's because a lot of them, what they do is, and I've talked to actual athletes that still play in the league. A lot of them, everything flows through their agent.
Yep, a lot of times.
So whoever their agent is, the agent hooks them up with their advisor. They're this, and so. But I also feel like The one thing I will say is there has been a little bit of a shift in the league. You see guys now becoming investors and guys doing the right thing. Guys that are built. I mean, LeBron is literally a billionaire while still playing, which is amazing. You see Steph Curry get involved in business. You see Kevin Durant get involved in business.
Steph Curry and Durant are special because they are in Silicon Valley. Well,
absolutely.
Durant's not really there anymore, but it seems like that whole Golden State Warriors team, it seems like they're all investors.
But I also I just recently on EYL, they had James Harden, who was just talking about his portfolio. And a lot of the game that he got from Kobe Bryant, where Kobe was telling him what he was doing and brought him aboard. So I think that what happened within athletics, specifically basketball, because I see more of it in basketball than other sports. And I know there's like Dominique and other football players who are doing the same. Some baseball players who are getting active too. But I think that we're seeing a shift. And I think what happened was, the old statistics of 80% of players go broke within like the first 5 years of retirement. And there was the whole ESPN documentary called Broke.
Right.
I think almost the previous generations were almost sacrificed so the newer generations can make better decisions. It's like, they see all the mistakes and they're trying to do better. Now, with that being said, they're no different than you or me or someone that has a regular job, right? You're always going to have people that work at the job that do good things with their money, but you're also going to have people that just BMF, they blowing money fast. So I think that a lot of times we look at people because of their income and we think because they have an income so high that they don't fall victim to some of the same things that, the guy that's picking up trash falls victim to. But
they do.
That's why psychology of money is so important.
Oh man, where's that book?
Yeah. Hey, that's a book recommendation. I was speaking literally about the psychology of money, but there's a book recommendation. We love books on here. It's a good book recommendation. But that's the thing, Omar. A lot of times we look at people because they're high income earners, and we feel like they're supposed to make different decisions because they make more money.
And what's crazy is to that point, right? The more money you make, the more problems you have. Biggie told us all that.
Yes, he did.
Tax problems, and y'all know I'm a tax accountant, so I see it a lot. All the rich people have tax problems, one way or another. So, I mean, anybody can have tax problems, especially if you're not staying on top of it.
And me, from the real estate space, I see cats that have like net worths in the millions, who own millions and millions of dollars of property, and they still live check to check, right?
Yeah, because they ain't got no cash.
Exactly. So there's a difference between wealth and cash flow, right? So what I'm saying is,
correct.
People, still fall victim to the same things that everybody does with the same things financially, right? Some people make good decisions, some bad. And the same is for athletes, entertainers, even if you're quote unquote a CEO. We got to do a whole show one day about the title of CEO and what the value, what does it really mean to be a CEO? Because we throw that around like
it doesn't mean anything.
Our community fell in love with the term CEO, bro. We just fell in love with the term CEO, and but that's another story. I'm sorry, I mean to sidetrack us.
I don't want to talk about it today, but what I do want to talk about, though, because I think Isaiah made some great points that everyday people could use. He was the point where he said, when athletes come into town, reach out to the top 2 CEOs in the area, invite them to the game, have lunch or dinner with them. Guess what? Jimmy and I could pull up and go to Detroit, and we got some people in Detroit, and we can say, you know what? We are connected on social media. Let's go to lunch. Let's go to breakfast. Let's go to dinner. Let's have coffee. Let's have drinks. Oh, Jimmy doesn't drink. I can drink. All right. So, but my point is, there's a reason to reach out. You're in town. Hey, let's connect. And businesses is based on relationships. And the adage of your net worth is your net worth, while I may say old and corny, it's real. It's real.
Yeah.
So anything else before we cash out, Jimmy?
No, man. I just want to say, man, salute to Isaiah for out there doing business and spreading the word, man. And it also had another thought based on that. I see a lot of it. Like I said, a lot of the guys from that generation don't really share what they're doing, and I understand why. And it also comes from a philanthropic space. They also don't share a lot of what they do.
But that's also biblically based as well.
But I always wondered, like, and this is probably could be its own show too. When you do have success, whether in business or even philanthropic, should you share it? Because by you sharing your story, you can inspire others, right? But then the question becomes, are you sharing your story just for ego, or are you sharing your story to actually inspire someone? And it's like I don't know what that line is, but
it's a thin line, and it's
yeah,
a great
I don't know what that line is, man. But it made me think about that because who knows? Like you know how sometimes you'll find out that an athlete or entertainer has got this business going. You're like, well, damn, when was they doing that? Like, you know, because sometimes when you see people that look like you doing things, it can be inspirational, and you can help someone.
That's a fact. I mean, one of the things that got me started in my quote unquote YouTube career, my small YouTube career, I read a book by A.G. Gaston's Black Titan. I did a book review on it. But the reason why I did the book review on it was because I'm jealous. Here I am getting older. These young cats get these books. I didn't know about A.G. Gaston's when I was 20.
I read the same book, bro. It's one of my favorite books, and we need to do some content on A.G. Gaston on this channel because we are the Black Wealth Rebels. But that was completely inspirational. Black Fortunes is probably one of my top 5 books of all time for the same reason. It's like when you get exposed to the ancestors and people that have already done the things that you want to do, it's important. Yeah, I'm just going to yell out book. My bookshelves and everything ain't set up in a new space. It will be soon though. It will be soon though. You know, I gotta. Now I know I gotta strategically place my books too.
They gotta be in arm's length quickly.
Yeah, it's gonna be certain books that we're going to mention a lot, right? And Black Fortunes probably is one of those books, but that's what I'm saying. So I don't know what that line is because I also know sometimes that people come out from an ego standpoint and share what they're doing, like kind of like. But you can inspire people, man. And seeing Isaiah, someone I grew up watching play ball, who was cold. Isaiah was cold, bro.
Yes, he was. I think he was probably the toughest point guard ever. Well, I won't say ever, but and forward. He's a tough dude. He was a tough man.
No, absolutely. I mean, you know, from the shy, you know, made his name in Detroit with the Pistons and the bad boy Pistons.
Bad boys.
And, you know, so now seeing him excel in business, also seeing Magic excel in business, seeing like Dominique Wilkins excel in business, it's like is dope to see, man. It's dope to see the guys you grew up, you know, as heroes do their thing now, man. So salute to Isaiah. Great information, man. Make those connections, y'all. Like, I like what you said too, Kamari. This isn't just about celebrities, right? You can do this in your own life.
Yep.
And we got to start doing this in his own life. Our sister Tracy once said that people are always reaching up, but sometimes you got to reach to the side and build that way.
Correct.
And, you know, so those are the thoughts I have watching that clip, man. Salute to Isaiah, man. What more?
All right, y'all. So it's time for us to cash out. Shout out to Jimmy. Shout out to me. If you're enjoying this content here, we are the Black Wealth Rebels. This is our new channel. So give us a like, give us a subscribe, and share this with other Black people who are looking to build wealth. We'll see you all soon.